All right, today we're going to dive into something, well, really personal. We're talking about AI and how it's starting to shape who we are. See, it's not just about what AI can do anymore. It's about what it's doing to us, which brings up a huge question for our time. Who's really writing your story? Let's get into it.
I mean, really think about it. Your phone probably knows what song you want to hear next. Your social media feed knows exactly what will make you stop scrolling. Heck, some apps even claim to know when you're feeling stressed out. But is knowing all that stuff the same as understanding? Does that collection of data, that digital picture of you, actually capture the real you? Or is it just a really smart, maybe even optimized, cartoon version of you?
Okay, so to start digging into this, let's look at the way most of us see AI right now. Basically, as a mirror. It's supposed to reflect our digital selves back at us. But you have to wonder, right? Just how accurate is that reflection really?
I mean, we are swimming in AI-generated stuff every single day. You know, that perfect playlist that just gets you, or some incredible piece of digital art that pops up on your screen. All of it is designed to feel like us, to perfectly reflect what we like. But some new research is showing that maybe there's something missing. Something's getting lost in that reflection.
Okay, check this out. This data comes from a 2024 study where they showed people art made by humans and art made by AI. And look at the difference. When people looked at the human-made art, they felt a much deeper personal connection. It resonated with their own lives, their identity. They also felt the emotions way more intensely. The AI art? Yeah, it looked cool, but it didn't hit the same way on a human level.
So what's the takeaway here? It seems like AI is getting amazing at mimicking the style, but it's missing the substance. It doesn't have that human touch that comes from real-life experience, from actual intent. The AI mirror is showing us a picture of ourselves, sure, but it's a little warped, kind of shallow. And that small gap, that little disconnect, it's actually a clue that something much, much bigger is happening with our tech.
And that brings us to the next big idea. Because we're moving past AI just being a mirror. We're now entering the age of what some researchers are calling the algorithmic self. And this is huge. This is where AI stops reflecting you and starts shaping you.
So this is the core concept we need to wrap our heads around, the algorithmic self. It's not just your social media profile. Think of it more like a version of you that's being built in real time, co-created every time you interact with an algorithm. It's not just you in the machine anymore. It's a you that's being constructed by the machine.
You know, for pretty much all of history, our technology was like that mirror we talked about. Think of a diary or a photograph. They were tools that helped us see ourselves, reflecting a reality that was already there.
But what we're dealing with now is totally different. It's not a passive mirror anymore. It's an active mold. It takes all that data about who you've been and starts to shape who you're going to be. It nudges your choices, it guides your tastes, it can even change how you see yourself. This is the moment it stops just showing you a picture and starts painting it.
Okay, so the big question is, how does this actually happen? Like, what are the mechanics behind it? Well, we're about to look at how this algorithmic self can get so loud that it starts to drown out our own inner voice, pushing us to become this sort of optimized but maybe less real version of who we are.
And this really breaks it down. Essentially, we're outsourcing the job of knowing ourselves. Instead of, sitting and thinking, we just check a mood tracking app. All of our complicated, messy human experiences get boiled down to a simple data point, like your sleep score. And maybe the scariest part is we can even start to delegate our emotions, letting these systems create feedback loops that just keep reinforcing one simple, flat version of us.
And this stuff isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. Take AI hiring tools, for example. You do a video interview, and an AI is analyzing every little twitch of your face, your tone of voice, the words you use, and then it decides if you're a top candidate. It's literally creating an identity for you, hireable or not hireable, based on rules you can't even see. Yeah, and this quote from computer scientist Katharina Zweig just hits the nail on the head. We have no idea what these machines are actually seeing. They're what we call black boxes. We are being judged and defined by systems whose logic is completely hidden from us. And sometimes, even the people who made them don't know exactly how they're making their decisions.
So all of this forces us to ask a really fundamental question. As AI starts doing more and more of this stuff, what is it exactly that makes us human? What's the difference between our inner life and a cold, hard calculation?
This is where it helps to make a distinction between two words, self and identity. Your self is you.
It's the core consciousness, the part of you that's actually experiencing everything. Your identity is more like the story about you. It's how you're seen by others and by yourself. And here is the key. AI isn't getting at yourself. It can't. It's working on your identity. It's reading and rewriting the story, not the person living it. And this becomes super clear when you look at emotions. This quote is wild. It says that AI recognizes emotion in a purely cognitive way, meaning it can spot the patterns for happy or sad, but it doesn't feel anything. There's no real empathy there. It's like a perfect simulation of understanding with nothing on the inside. It's all head, no heart.
This same idea applies to creativity. Think about it. AI is fantastic at what we could call required creativity. You need 10 ad slogans? You get 10 ad slogans. It's efficient. But humans, we're the only source of inspired creativity. That's the messy, beautiful stuff that comes from actual lived experience, from failure, from joy, from heartbreak. That's a source that an AI just can't tap into.
So, if we accept that AI is becoming a co-author in our lives, how do we make sure we're the ones holding the pen? Look, this isn't about throwing our phones away. It's about being more conscious, more deliberate. It's about reclaiming our own story.
So what can we actually do? Well, first, we can practice what's called active self-construction. Basically, push back. Consciously challenge the recommendations you get. Second, develop some algorithmic literacy. Get a basic feel for how these things are shaping what you see. Third, prioritize real physical experiences. Get out in the world. And finally, maybe most importantly, focus on real human connection, the kind of deep, messy empathy that an algorithm will never, ever understand.
And really, this is the whole point. The goal isn't to be anti-AI, it's to make sure that these incredibly powerful tools are augmenting our humanity, not replacing it. We want AI to be a co-pilot, not the pilot. It should be a compass that gives us options, not a GPS that locks us into a single optimized route.
And that brings us right back to where we started. In a world where an algorithm's always there, suggesting the next song, the next purchase, maybe even the next thought, it's more critical than ever to stop and ask, as AI becomes a co-author of your life,